Let's talk about insulation for just a second. Now, older homes, especially those built before 1980, may not be insulated very well. So, what you need to do is just come up into the attic, make a visual inspection. Ceiling insulation can be very easy to install and it can be very cost effective. If your home has little or no wall insulation, having a contractor blow in insulation may make your home more comfortable, but it can take a long time for you to recover the cost in reduced energy bills. When selecting an insulation contractor, be sure the bids also address caulking, sealing, and blocking needs. The effectiveness of insulation is measured in R value, a measurement of the insulation's ability to resist heat transfer. The higher the R value, the better. For current recommendations concerning insulation levels, check out the Georgia Energy Code, which can be found on the Georgia Department of Community Affairs website. Now we're going to talk about 4 different types of insulation that you may find around your home, and we have them all laid out on the table here to talk about them. This first one here is called batt insulation. It's made from a fiberglass material, has a paper backing on it, which you see here. Again, this is called batt insulation. This is a blown-in insulation. You'll typically see it in attic space. When the contractors apply this, they dump it in a hopper. Then hoses come up into the attic and they blow this into the attic space in between the joists. So that's blown-in insulation. This is called rigid board or rigid foam board. You'll see the thickness of it here. Now, rigid board is oftentimes used on concrete walls in the basement, maybe up high in a cathedral ceiling application up against the decking, or this is also good for knee walls in bonus rooms. The knee wall is the short wall that you'll see in the bonus room before the ceiling slopes up, the bonus rooms being upstairs space. Rigid board is great for that application too. This is another type of blown-in insulation. It's a polyurethane. When it's blown in, it's actually somewhat of a liquid. As it dries and cures, it hardens, and this is great for in between studs. It's also great for voids around chases and etc. It can be used in different applications. Okay, now back up here in the attic, we're going to talk about something that you can do as a do-it-yourself project to check your insulation. You can see the insulation in between the joist spacing up here, and what you'll want to do is take a ruler, measure the thickness of this batt insulation, and it's about 4 inches. Now the formula for batt insulation is multiply the inches, which is 4, times 3.2 for batt insulation, and we get an R value of 12.8. 12.8 R value is not adequate for this attic space. You need at least a 30 R value. So the easiest thing to do is take this batt insulation out, bring in this type, which is 30, R value of 30, and then the attic will be adequately insulated. If the ceiling insulation is loose fill fiberglass, multiply by 2.5, and if it's loose cellulose, multiply by 3.5. You can add additional insulation to the attic by laying down unfaced batts of insulation or hiring a contractor to blow in additional insulation. Now then, as far as checking to see if you have insulation in the walls, here's one option, one thing you could do. This is an exterior wall. This, of course, is your power outlet or your receptacle. We have already turned the power off to this receptacle at the main breaker panel. You need to do that too before you take this cover off. Behind here you see the receptacle box. You see along the sides here, you can see that insulation is present around this receptacle box. Generally, that will tell you that this exterior wall has insulation in these cavities. It just doesn't tell you how much insulation is in here, but because it's visible, we know we have some. If you want to be 100% certain, the best thing you can do is call a licensed contractor, have them come and check your walls to be sure that it's properly insulated.